Behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we are doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
we're doing the same thing.
And so it's just you have to force behaviors, and if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Tucker Carlson's sidelining at Fox News, because you really can't say that he's fired. I believe that he's still on payroll, but they sidelined him, okay? And a lot of people are wondering why, okay? There's a whole lot of speculation in regards to why was Tucker Carlson sidelined by Fox News. Now, I have speculated and said that I think it's probably all of the above. But it probably comes down to money, okay? And this video right here from James O'Keefe at OMG, right? O'Keefe Media Group, is going to expose a Fox producer, basically giving the reasons why Fox News sidelined Tucker Carlson. And I want to react to it because it should be no surprise what this guy says, okay? When people are asking, well, why are companies doing this? Like, for example, why is Twitter hiring a NBC advertising executive, right, to be the CEO of the platform? It's really not that hard to figure out, okay? So I want to talk about it. But before I get into it, I actually want to show you guys a hilarious AI-generated video of Tucker Carlson that I just really want to share because it's absolutely hilarious. And I got to give you guys a language warning, okay? The language is out of control, just like AI is out of control, but it's absolutely hilarious. And fake videos like this is probably a good reason why AI should be heavily regulated, because this is out of control. Take a look.
Bitches born in the 90s that's under 25 can't cook, can't clean. They don't want to work nothing. Niggas that's 31 and over get in relationships with them and wonder why shit ain't working. That's because all young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck d, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
That video kills me every time. That is one of the greatest AI videos on the internet, okay? That video is so hilarious, okay? But it scares me. It absolutely scares me, because if that is the future, then we got some problems, right? We got some problems. AI should be heavily regulated, but that was hilarious nonetheless. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video of this Fox producer basically exposing why Tucker Carlson was let go of Fox News. Let's take a look.
OMG News has obtained incendiary footage of a Fox News producer talking about Tucker Carlson's departure, the Dominion settlement, and the influence that advertisers and pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer have over the embattled network.
Fox News Media, America's news, and much more.
$144 million to settle that Dominion lawsuit.
Oh, that was with the Dominion company. Yeah. How did what happened with that? Like,
they gave him money. Part of it, they say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
All right. I got a question. I have no idea how these people set up these dates, right, with these people. Okay, now usually in some situations it's a girl. Okay, so I don't know if they find these people on dating apps or what. I'm not sure exactly what they do, right? But you know, in this case, I got questions about this guy and how they found him, because, you know, just listening to him, he sounds a little zesty, right? So I'm not necessarily sure how the undercover journalist presented himself in order to actually get this interview, but it's just hilarious to think about, right? I'm just saying. That's what I was thinking. I was like, how in the world did they get this guy? Again, this is impressive stuff.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
Part of the settlement.
Well, so did Tucker leave, or did you guys part ways, or Tucker was ousted?
Yeah, he was ousted.
Well,
He brought up things that cost him a lot of money.
Cost the company a lot of money?
Yeah, and that was part of it. Like, he was going to go after his whole thing about January 6th was, it was an inside job, but he went after this guy, Reyes, he said was an FBI agent on the inside.
Right.
Encouraged it. And he was going to go on the air and review what that guy said on 60 Minutes. And the Murdochs were like, nothing happened.
Yeah, so basically they wanted to control Tucker Carlson and the narrative that he was putting out there about January 6th, which in my opinion, I don't understand why you can't ask questions about Ray Epps and January 6th. I don't understand. I mean, we have video footage of the guy straight up encouraging people to go inside the Capitol, okay? And for whatever reason, the FBI is not interested in him. At least they aren't now. They were immediately after it happened, but now they're not. Again, it's just funny how that works, okay? Because they went after everybody and their grandma, literally grandmas, right? Who walked into the Capitol, okay? And they tried to go after the president for inciting the insurrection. But you have somebody who's actually on camera inciting, right, the insurrection. And they don't really seem to be interested in the guy. Again, it's just funny to me how you can't ask questions, right? You can't ask questions. It's just amazing.
The other thing with Tucker that is interesting is everyone's like, are losing so many viewers and money. I'm like, well, actually, there were a bunch of advertisers that said we're not going to advertise that 8 o'clock hour. So now that he's gone, they're starting to come back.
Yep, and I told you guys that. That's something that I mentioned before. Look, one of the reasons why I'm doing this video is because if conservatives are to move forward with any actionable solutions to anything, we have to admit exactly what's going on, and we have to understand the real reason why things are happening. Money talks, okay? Advertisers are king, okay? If advertisers say, hey, we don't want to advertise with you, the company is going to change their policies, okay? They're going to go along with advertisers because that's how they get paid. And ultimately, advertisers capitulate to the people that are paying them. Okay, the customers, the consumers, the people at large. And I think that people have to understand that a lot of what you're saying and why things are happening is because of advertisers. Fox News may have lost viewers with Tucker, but they probably actually made more money. And the reason why they made more money is because 40 blue chip advertisers actually came back to that 8 p.m. slot once they got rid of Tucker. Right? Viewers don't really mean much if advertisers aren't advertising on the platform, and these companies are in this to make money. Right? At the end of the day, they have to make money. They have to generate profit for shareholders. Okay? I mean, this is capitalism. They have to generate profit for shareholders, and they need that with ads. Okay? So, at the end of the day, this is something that I think we have to come to terms with, and we have to accept that that's what it is in order to actually figure out actual solutions moving forward. Look at the Twitter Elon Musk situation with the new CEO that they hired, who just so happened to be an executive at NBC for advertisers. She's very connected with advertisers, okay? She is probably one of the ideal people that you should hire if your platform is dependent on advertisers to survive, okay? And that is why Elon Musk hired her, because at the end of the day, money talks, okay? Elon Musk didn't spend $44 billion to buy Twitter just to have it all burn up in flames because, advertisers don't want to advertise on the platform. Okay, now does that mean that Twitter is going to become, like it was before in regards to censorship? I don't think so. But at the same time, I mean, that's just what it is, right? This is where we're at right now. And I think people got to really understand a lot of this stuff and where it's coming from.
Sean, a Fox News insider, says that not only Tucker's reporting on January 6th cost the network a lot of money and made the Murdochs unhappy, but Sean goes on to talk about the pressures of advertising and the influence of big pharma on the embattled network.
Yeah, it's big pharma.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like we would do all this stuff about COVID vaccines, and we're getting money from Pfizer.
We're getting what?
When you say that we take money from Pfizer, what did you mean by that?
I never said we took money from Pfizer. I think you're putting words in my mouth.
You said, quote,
And we're getting money from Pfizer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Big pharma, big tech.
dude, you're describing to me like the nature of the narratives, right? Like we have BlackRock and Vanguard who own everybody, right? They own CNN, MSNBC, Fox, you name it. That's what I was talking about, the self-censorship narrative.
Corporate media interests. When it's corporate media and you're beholden to advertisers.
BlackRock and Vanguard are in your ear. They're like, you can only say up until this point of what the truth is, and then you have to start pushing propaganda.
Well, it's okay. I have to say this because I can't just. I see this all the time. BlackRock and Vanguard, they're just investment management companies, okay? And they have index funds. They have these funds in which they pour a ton of money into these companies because the money comes from investors, and investors are trying to get returns. Investors as in 401ks, IRAs, regular brokerage accounts. That's our money, right? Those companies, Vanguard, BlackRock, they don't actually really own these companies, right? Who actually owns these companies is actually us, okay? We actually own the clients, own the funds, right? For example, Vanguard's ownership structure is that clients own the funds, okay? And the funds own Vanguard, okay? So all these companies are doing is just pouring money into companies based off an investment objective of a portfolio manager. Like, for example, if the funds investment objective is to track the S&P 500, aka the largest 500 companies in the United States, they're going to put money, which again belongs to us, into these companies to mimic the S&P 500, the performance of the S&P 500 more specifically. Now, you would see how this ownership structure works if, for example, one day Vanguard or BlackRock was to go bankrupt, then most likely a liquidator would liquidate the shares, okay, and all the money would go back to the clients, okay? I mean, that's just how it works, okay? It would go back to the people that actually own the funds, which are me and you or anybody that is invested in these companies. And I just want people to understand that, because I think there is an argument to be made about whether or not these companies are voting at these board meetings of individual companies, right, in the best interest of shareholders. Or put it this way, they're voting based off what the shareholders of the companies, aka Vanguard and BlackRock, want. Okay, I think you can make an argument there about the influence a BlackRock or a Vanguard would have over, a lot of these individual companies. But I'm just saying, I want to explain how it actually works, because I think a lot of people don't really understand how asset management or financial services works when it comes to these companies. And I think that makes it so people waste a whole lot of time chasing theories that really aren't grounded in much reality in regards to explaining why certain things happen, right? You're much more likely to get more return on your investment focusing on, for example, the influence of advertisers, right, rather than Vanguard or BlackRock, because the reality is that they exist to make money, and the way they make money is making money for their investors, right? The people that a lot of you probably have, your 401k, your IRA, your brokerage account, your investments, your retirement, your pensions, your 403bs, right? You have all those things at those companies, okay? And the same thing applies to Fidelity, Charles Schwab, right? Or any of these other investment companies. Yeah, they're asset management conglomerates. That's just the financial services, okay? I mean, that's just what it is. But anyways, let's continue here.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, it's across the board kind of like that, or you don't want to piss off advertisers.
Sean also told us about his buddy Mike LaRosa, who, according to his Twitter account, was the press secretary for Jill Biden. Michael LaRosa is now working for a PR company called Penta, whose primary client happens to be Dominion Voting. Sean says that no one has put this together. Well, we're certainly glad that Sean put it together for OMG and all of you.
You look at those little connects and you're like, someone who worked for the Biden White House was literally crafting the message for Dominion. So you're like, of course. So he left working for Joe Biden to start this PR firm or work with this firm whose sole client was Dominion doing their comp. It's like right from the White House to go defend Dominion. So it's
Wow.
like, when you know those little moving parts, you're like, everyone's shitty.
Well,
Left the
so
White House to literally go take down the news outlet that was being unfavorable to his boss.
Wow.
No one's talking about that.
you're talking.
Wow. Yeah. So again, this is just not really all that surprising in terms of why Tucker was let go or, deplatformed, right, at Fox News. At the end of the day, a lot of it does just come down to money. But again, as you can see, there are obviously politics at play in regards to what this guy is saying about somebody working, for the White House and then going on to try to help Dominion basically take down Fox News. A whole lot of crazy stuff, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, nobody should be surprised about what this guy is saying because ultimately, money talks, okay? And that's probably the reason why Tucker was let go, ultimately, is because of that. But regardless, I mean, he has a big platform. He has, a lot of viewership or whatever, and I'm excited to see what he does on Twitter. And basically, it might be better for him that he's not beholden to these advertisers and that he can be more free to do what he wants to do. I mean, he's made a whole lot of money. So again, it's not like he really needs any more of it. So who knows? Again, this could free up Tucker to do some more exciting things in the future and still get massive viewership like we've seen him getting on Twitter. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.